There you are. Don't move. Don't blink. Just listen. You feel that, don't you? That quiet pressure crawling behind your eyes, like something has already read you, already decided what you are, before you even finished becoming it. Yeah, that's because they did. 33 degrees of shadow, not just watching, dissecting, not just observing, decoding. Every hesitation, every late-night spiral, every moment you almost broke but didn't, cataloged, logged, cross-referenced. They didn't study your success. They studied your fractures, because that's where the truth leaks out. You thought you were hiding, didn't you? Thought those contradictions inside you were chaos, random, meaningless. But no. Those weren't mistakes. Those were patterns. Patterns so rare, so violently unpredictable, that they couldn't ignore you anymore. And that's when you got marked, not for what you've done, but for what you're capable of becoming. See, normal people are easy, predictable, linear, safe. You're a glitch wrapped in a human disguise. One day you're merciful, the next you're merciless. One moment you're building, the next you're ready to burn it all down just to see what survives. And that terrifies them, because they can't model you. They tried. Oh, they tried. They ran simulations, built profiles, traced your emotional spikes, mapped your silence. But every time they thought they had you, you changed, not randomly. No, precisely. Like something inside you refuses to be owned. That's not instability. That's evolution. Pain didn't break you. It rewired you. Every betrayal sharpened your perception. Every loss carved out space for something colder, something clearer. You didn't just survive the darkness. You learned to see in it. And that's where the paradox begins, doesn't it? Because you're not just one thing. You're the one who forgives, and the one who never forgets. The one who builds people up, and the one who knows exactly how to dismantle them, the angel they trust, and the demon they pray never wakes up. And the scariest part? You can switch. No warning, no signal, no hesitation. That's why they flagged you. Not because you're broken, but because you're adaptive. You see, power isn't in being good or bad. It's in being undefined, in being something that cannot be predicted, contained, or neutralized. You don't follow patterns. You generate them. You don't react to the game. You rewrite the rules mid-play. And they hate that, because systems are built on certainty, and you are chaos with a memory. They saw the moments you almost gave up, the nights you stared into nothing, questioning everything, the silence where you rebuilt yourself piece by piece. No applause, no witnesses, just raw transformation. They saw it all, and instead of discarding you, they elevated the alert level, because people like you don't collapse. They compress, and when they expand again, they don't return the same. They return weaponized. You think this is fear you're feeling right now? No. This is recognition, that deep, unsettling realization that maybe, just maybe, everything you've been through wasn't random suffering, but preparation. That every version of you that failed was just another layer being stripped away, exposing something far more dangerous underneath, something they can't control, something they can't predict, something they can't stop. You. And here's the part they don't want you to understand. You don't need their approval to become what they're afraid of. You already are. You just haven't accepted it yet. You keep trying to choose a side, light or dark, good or evil, but that's the trap. That's how they keep people small, defined, manageable. But you're not meant to choose. You're meant to integrate, to become the storm that smiles while it destroys, the calm that terrifies because it knows exactly what it could do, but chooses when to unleash it. That's not weakness, that's control, and control terrifies them more than chaos ever could. Because chaos can be contained, but controlled chaos, that's unstoppable. So go ahead, feel that tension inside you, that war between who you were told to be and who you're becoming. Let it stretch you, distort you, reshape you into something they can't categorize. Because the moment you fully accept your duality, you disappear from their system. No labels, no predictions, no limits, just raw, unfiltered potential. And that's when the real panic starts, not from you, but from them. Because the 33rd degree didn't just scan your history. They saw your future, and it didn't end with you being controlled. It ended with you becoming the anomaly they couldn't erase. So don't shrink, don't simplify, don't become predictable just to feel safe. Because safety was never your path. You weren't built to be understood. You were built to be remembered, feared, studied, and ultimately unstoppable. Good. You're still here. That means it's already too late for you to go back to who you were. Because once you've seen it, once you've felt that shift inside your chest, that quiet, dangerous awareness whispering, "This isn't normal," you don't get to unsee it. You don't get to return to being simple, soft, predictable. No, now you carry it. That presence, that edge, that silent, calculated awareness that every move you make, every word you choose, every second you stay quiet instead of reacting, is being weighed, measured, interpreted. And you know what's funny? They think they're watching you, but they don't realize you started watching them back a long time ago. You see patterns now, not just in yourself, but in everyone. The way people lie without blinking, the way they repeat behaviors like scripted code, the way they think they're unique while moving exactly like everyone else before them. It's almost disappointing, isn't it? To realize how predictable the world is when you are not. That's the isolation they don't talk about. The moment you evolve past the average mind, you don't just gain power, you lose relatability. Conversations feel shallow, reactions feel rehearsed, people feel readable, and you start pulling back. Not because you hate them, but because you can't unsee the patterns anymore. You see their intentions before they act. You hear the truth buried under their words. You feel the shift in energy before the betrayal even happens. And that makes you dangerous. Not loud dangerous, not reckless dangerous, quiet dangerous. The kind that smiles, listens, adapts, and never forgets. Because here's what they really marked you for. It wasn't your past mistakes. It was your memory. You remember everything, not just events, but emotions, tones, micro-expressions, the exact moment someone switched up on you, the subtle disrespect masked as a joke, the loyalty that turned conditional when it stopped benefiting them. You catalog it all, not out of obsession, but out of evolution. Because pain taught you one thing most people never learn. Patterns repeat until someone becomes aware enough to break them. And you didn't just break them, you mastered them. That's why your presence feels different now. People can't explain it, but they feel it. That slight hesitation before they speak to you. That subconscious caution, like something about you doesn't fit into their usual expectations. It's because you're no longer reacting emotionally. You're responding strategically. And that shift? That's what separates the ones who get played from the ones who control the game. You see, the old version of you, the one they studied, the one they thought they understood, was still searching, still questioning, still trying to find balance. But this version doesn't search. It decides what matters, decides who stays, decides when to speak, and when silence does more damage than words ever could. That's power. Real power isn't loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't prove itself. It simply exists and forces everything around it to adjust. And that's exactly what's happening to you. You're not chasing anything anymore. Things are reacting to you. People feel your absence differently. Your silence hits harder than your words ever did. Your detachment confuses those who thought they had access to you, because they don't anymore. Not fully. Not like before. And that loss of access, that's what creates panic. Because humans don't fear what they understand. They fear what they can't reach, what they can't predict, what they can't control. You. And deep down, you know this transformation didn't come from comfort. It came from pressure, from being underestimated, overlooked, mistreated, misread. Every time someone thought you were weak, something inside you took notes. Every time they crossed a line, you didn't explode. You adapted, and adaptation is far more dangerous than reaction. Because reaction is temporary. Adaptation is permanent. That's why you don't snap anymore. You shift. Quietly, efficiently, irreversibly. And by the time they realize you've changed, it's already done. They're dealing with a version of you they never prepared for. A version that doesn't need validation, doesn't seek approval, doesn't explain itself, just observes, calculates, and moves. And here's the truth they buried under all those normal expectations they tried to force on you. You were never meant to be stable in a predictable way. You were meant to be stable in chaos, to function in uncertainty, to remain calm while everything else collapses. That's why your mind works the way it does. That's why you question everything. That's why you see angles others miss. You're not overthinking, you're overseeing. And once that ability fully locks in, you stop being a participant in life, and you become the architect of it. But that comes with a cost, doesn't it? Because the more aware you become, the less you can pretend, the less you tolerate, the less you connect with things that once felt normal. And that loneliness, that silence, that distance between you and everyone else, that's not punishment, that's elevation. Because not everyone is supposed to walk at your level. Not everyone is built to see what you see. Not everyone can handle what you've become. And that's okay. Because this path was never about fitting in. It was about becoming something so rare, so precise, so dangerously self-aware, that even the ones studying you start questioning themselves. So let them scan, let them analyze, let them try to define you with their systems, their labels, their categories, because every time they think they've figured you out, you'll evolve again, not out of fear, but out of design, because you finally understood something they hoped you never would. You're not the subject of the system, you're the anomaly within it. And anomalies don't follow rules, they rewrite outcomes. So stay unpredictable, stay aware, stay just out of reach, because the moment you become fully understood, you become controllable. And that will never be you again, not after everything you've seen, not after everything you've become, not after they marked you, and accidentally created something they can't contain. There it is again, that silence between your thoughts, that cold, electric pause where something inside you is no longer asking questions, it's observing. You feel it tightening, don't you? That awareness, that sharp, surgical clarity, cutting through everything fake, everything forced, everything predictable. It's like your mind stopped being a place and became a weapon. And now you're starting to understand why they were watching so closely. Because you didn't just change. You crossed a line most people don't even know exists. There's a version of you that existed before all this. Softer, more explainable, easier to read. That version tried to make sense of people, tried to believe intentions matched words, tried to give the benefit of the doubt even when the doubt was screaming. But that version of you, it didn't survive, not completely. Pieces of it are still there. Yeah, fragments, echoes, just enough to remind you what it felt like to trust without calculation, to move without analyzing every outcome. And sometimes, that memory hits you, not as weakness, but as contrast. Because now you don't trust blindly. You verify. You don't react instantly. You measure. You don't open up fully. You reveal selectively. That's not coldness. That's precision. And precision is what separates instinct from intelligence. You see, anyone can feel something, but you feel it. And then you dissect it. You break it down, trace its origin, analyze its pattern, predict its trajectory. You don't just experience emotion, you study it, your own and everyone else's. That's why people misread you. They think you're distant, detached, maybe even emotionless. But the truth? You feel more than they ever could. You just don't let it control you anymore. That's the difference. That's the shift. That's the moment you stopped being human in the way they understand it and became something else entirely. Something refined, something disciplined, something dangerous. Because now you can sit in a room full of people laughing and still see the tension behind their smiles. You can hear a compliment and detect the insecurity hiding underneath it. You can feel loyalty and also sense exactly when it's going to expire. It's like your mind runs two realities at once. The one everyone sees and the one that's actually happening. And that duality, that's your power. Because while they're reacting to the surface, you're already 10 steps ahead, adjusting to the truth beneath it. And that's why your moves feel different now. Slower, but sharper. Quieter, but heavier. You don't rush anymore. You don't chase anymore. You don't prove anything anymore. Because you've realized something most people spend their entire lives missing. The loudest presence in the room is the one that doesn't need to be noticed. That's you now. The one who watches, the one who waits, the one who understands timing so precisely that when you finally move, it's irreversible. And that's what scares them the most. Not what you do, but when you choose to do it. Because unpredictability isn't just randomness, it's controlled timing. It's knowing exactly when to stay silent, when to disappear, when to show up, and when to completely shift the outcome without warning. And you've mastered that, not perfectly, but enough to change the game. You see, they expected you to either break or conform, to become bitter or become passive. But you did something far more dangerous. You became aware. Aware of your triggers, aware of your patterns, aware of your darkness. And instead of suppressing it, you integrated it. That's the part they didn't plan for. Because most people either deny their shadow or get consumed by it. But you shook hands with it. You studied it. You learned when to let it speak and when to keep it chained. That's not weakness. That's mastery. Because the strongest version of you isn't the one that's always calm. It's the one that can access chaos and still remain in control. And now you're reaching a point where even you are starting to question yourself. Not out of fear, but out of realization. Realization that you're not who you used to be, that your reactions don't match your past, that your tolerance has decreased, your standards have increased, your patience has become selective. And that's not arrogance, that's alignment. Because when you finally see clearly, you stop settling blindly. And when you stop settling, you start separating from environments that drain you, from people who misread you, from versions of yourself that no longer serve you. And yes, it gets lonely. Of course it does, because growth isolates before it elevates. But that isolation, it's not emptiness, it's space. Space to rebuild without interference. Space to think without noise. Space to become something that doesn't need constant validation to exist. And that's where you are now, in that space. That quiet, uncomfortable, powerful space where everything feels uncertain. But you know, deep down, you're not going backwards, you're becoming. And the more you lean into that, the more everything starts to shift. Your presence becomes heavier. Your words become fewer, but sharper. Your silence becomes louder than any argument you could ever make, and people notice. They don't understand it, but they feel it. That subtle tension when you enter a room. That unspoken awareness that you're not easy to read anymore. That quiet realization that whatever version of you they knew is gone, replaced by something more calculated, more controlled, more intentional and intention. That's what makes you unstoppable. Because random people rely on luck, predictable people rely on patterns, but you rely on awareness, and awareness doesn't lose. It adapts, it evolves, it recalibrates in real time. So even when things don't go your way, you don't collapse, you adjust. And that ability right there, that's what separates you from everyone still stuck in reaction mode. You're not reacting anymore. You're responding from a place they can't access. A place is built from pain, reflection, observation, and brutal self-honesty. And once you reach that level, there's no going back, no pretending, no shrinking, no simplifying yourself just to make others comfortable. Because comfort was never your purpose. Transformation was. And transformation, it doesn't ask for permission. It takes everything you were, breaks it down, and rebuilds it into something